Every single plant we have covered on this channel: Greek, Egyptian, Ayurvedic, biblical, Chinese, indigenous, Roman. They were used by ancient healers who grew these plants themselves. They did not order supplements online. They did not drive to a pharmacy. They walked into their gardens and picked what they needed. And here is what most people do not realize. 15 of the most powerful medicinal plants we have covered in this series can be grown in your own backyard, right now, with no special equipment, no greenhouse, no expertise, just soil, water, and sunlight. Some of these plants cost $30 to $50 a month if you buy them as supplements, but a single packet of seeds costs $2 to $3 and produces medicine for years. This is educational content, not medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before using any herbal remedy. Today we are building the ultimate ancient medicine garden. 15 plants, all backed by the science we have covered in this series. All easy to grow at home. Stay until the end, because the last plant on this list literally grows itself and was used by every ancient civilization on Earth. If you are new here, welcome to the Green Domain, where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Let us begin. Number 1. Chamomile, the ground apple. We start with the easiest medicinal plant you will ever grow. German chamomile, Matricaria chamomilla, was used by the ancient Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians for anxiety, insomnia, and digestive problems. As we covered in our Greek remedies video, a 2016 study in Phytomedicine confirmed that chamomile significantly reduces anxiety symptoms. How to grow it. Scatter seeds directly on the soil surface in spring or fall. Do not cover them. Chamomile needs light to germinate. It prefers full sun and well-drained soil, but tolerates partial shade. Water lightly until established. After that, it practically takes care of itself. It self-seeds aggressively, meaning once you plant it, you may never need to plant it again. How to use it. Harvest the flowers when they are fully open. Dry them in a cool, dark place for 5 to 7 days. Steep 1 tablespoon of dried flowers in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. That is chamomile tea, the same remedy prescribed by Hippocrates 24 centuries ago. Number 2. Lavender, the Roman bath herb. Lavender, Lavandula angustifolia, was named by the Romans from the Latin lavare, meaning to wash. We explored the science behind this in our Roman herbs deep dive. A 2012 clinical trial in Phytomedicine found that lavender oil matched the prescription drug lorazepam for treating anxiety. How to grow it. Lavender loves full sun and dry, well-drained soil. It thrives in poor, sandy, or rocky soil. In fact, rich soil will kill it. Plant seedlings. 18 inches apart, or start from seed with cold stratification. Once established, water sparingly. Lavender is drought tolerant and actually performs better with less water. It is perennial in zones 5 through 10. How to use it. Harvest flower spikes just as the buds begin to open. Hang bundles upside down to dry for 1 to 2 weeks. Use dried buds in tea, sachets, bath soaks, or infuse in olive oil for a calming topical application. Number 3. Aloe Vera, the plant of immortality. The Egyptians called it the plant of immortality. If you caught our Egyptian herbs episode and our power ranking, you already know that aloe contains over 200 bioactive compounds with confirmed wound healing, anti-inflammatory, and blood sugar regulating effects. How to grow it. Aloe thrives in a sunny window or outdoors in zones 8 through 11. Plant in sandy, well-draining cactus soil. Water deeply but infrequently. Let the soil dry completely between waterings. Overwatering is the #1 killer of aloe plants. It produces offshoot pups that can be separated and repotted, giving you unlimited free plants. How to use it. Slice a leaf lengthwise and scoop out the clear GL. Apply directly to burns, cuts, sunburn, or dry skin. For internal use, blend a small amount of fresh gel into a smoothie. Avoid the yellow latex layer beneath the skin, which contains harsh laxative compounds. Number 4. Rosemary, the dew of the sea. Rosemary, Salvia rosmarinus, was sacred to the ancient Greeks. Students wore rosemary garlands during exams, believing it improved memory. In our Greek remedies video, we looked at the research. A 2012 study in Therapeutic Advances in Psychopharmacology confirmed that rosemary aroma improves cognitive performance and alertness. How to grow it. Rosemary is a Mediterranean native that loves hot, dry conditions, full sun, sandy, well-drained soil. It grows as a perennial shrub in zones 7 through 10. In colder climates, grow it in a pot and bring it indoors for winter. Once established, rosemary needs almost no care. A single plant can live for decades. How to use it. Snip fresh sprigs for cooking at any time. For tea, steep 1 tablespoon of fresh or dried rosemary in hot water for 10 minutes. Infuse sprigs in olive oil for a rosemary-infused cooking oil with antioxidant properties. Number 5. Echinacea, the purple coneflower. Echinacea purpurea was used by the Cherokee and other Plains tribes for snake bites, infections, and immune support. We told the full story in our Indigenous Plants episode. A 2014 Cochrane review of 24 trials confirmed its effectiveness for reducing cold symptoms. How to grow it. Echinacea is one of the easiest perennials to grow. Full sun, well-drained soil, space plants 18 to 24 inches apart. It is drought-tolerant once established, and perennial in zones 3 through 9. The flowers also attract pollinators, making it both medicine and garden beauty. How to use it. Harvest flowers when fully open. Roots can be harvested in fall after the plant is at least 3 years old. Dry flowers and leaves for tea, or make a tincture by soaking chopped root in vodka for 4 to 6 weeks. Number 6. Peppermint, the stomach soother. And this is where the garden starts paying for itself. Peppermint, Mentha piperita, has been used across every civilization we have covered for digestive problems, nausea, and headaches. In 2007, a systematic review in Phytomedicine confirmed that peppermint oil significantly reduces symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. How to grow it. This is the most important growing tip in this entire video. Plant mint in a container, not in the ground. Mint spreads aggressively through underground runners and will take over your entire garden if left unchecked. A 12-inch pot with drainage holes is perfect. Full sun to partial shade. Keep the soil moist. Harvest often to encourage bushy growth. How to use it. Pick fresh leaves and steep in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. That is peppermint tea. Fresh leaves can also be muddled into water for a cooling summer drink. Number 7. Sage, the salvation herb. Sage, Salvia officinalis, gets its name from the Latin salvare, meaning to save. Building on what we learned about Greek medicine, a 2014 study in the Journal of Clinical Pharmacy and Therapeutics found that sage extract improved cognitive function in patients with mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease. How to grow it. Full sun, well-drained soil. Sage is drought-tolerant and perennial in zones 4 through 8. It grows into a small shrub and produces beautiful purple flowers. How to use it. Harvest fresh leaves as needed. For tea, steep 5 to 6 fresh sage leaves in hot water for 10 minutes. Sage can also be dried and burned as a smudge stick, following the tradition used by indigenous cultures for thousands of years. Number 8. Thyme, the courage herb. The ancient Greeks burned thyme as incense in their temples. Roman soldiers bathed in thyme water before battle for courage. We dug into the science in our Greek remedies episode. The compound thymol has confirmed antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, and it is the active ingredient in Listerine mouthwash. How to grow it. Full sun, sandy, well-drained soil. Thyme is extremely low maintenance and thrives in rocky, poor soil. It is perennial in zones 5 through 9 and makes an excellent ground cover. How to use it. Harvest sprigs as needed for cooking. For a sore throat remedy, steep fresh thyme in hot water with honey. Thyme tea has been used for respiratory infections across the Mediterranean for centuries. Number 9. Turmeric, the golden champion. The #1 most researched medicinal plant on Earth, and you can grow it at home. In our Ayurvedic deep dive and our power ranking, we broke down why turmeric has over 10,000 published studies confirming anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuroprotective effects. How to grow it. Buy a fresh organic turmeric rhizome from a grocery store. Cut it into pieces, each with at least one bud. Plant 2 inches deep in rich, moist soil. Turmeric needs warmth, humidity, and partial shade. It grows outdoors in zones 8 through 11. In colder climates, grow in a large pot indoors near a sunny window. Harvest after 8 to 10 months when the leaves begin to yellow. How to use it. Grate fresh turmeric into smoothies, soups, or stir-fries. Always combine with black pepper to increase curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. We are past the halfway point, and the remaining plants are the ones that practically grow themselves. Number 10. Calendula, the golden healer. Calendula officinalis has been used since the Roman era for wound healing, skin inflammation, and burns. A 2020 review confirmed that calendula contains triterpenoids and flavonoids with anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and wound healing properties. How to grow it. Direct sow seeds outdoors after the last frost. Full sun, average soil. Calendula germinates in 5 to 14 days and blooms within 2 months. It self-seeds freely, coming back year after year with no replanting. How to use it. Harvest flower heads when fully open. Dry and infuse in olive oil for 4 to 6 weeks to create calendula oil, a powerful topical treatment for dry skin, minor cuts, and diaper rash. Number 11. Valerian, the sleep root. If you watched our Roman herbs episode, you will remember that valerian interacts with GABA receptors in the same way as modern benzodiazepines. A review published in 2006 in the American Journal of Medicine confirmed it improves sleep quality. How to grow it. Valerian is a tall, hardy perennial that grows in zones 4 through 8. Full sun to partial shade, moist, rich soil. It can reach 5 feet tall and produces clusters of small white or pink flowers. The medicinal part is the root. How to use it. Harvest roots in fall after the plant is at least 2 years old. Wash, chop, and dry the roots. Steep 1 teaspoon of dried root in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. Drink 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Fair warning, valerian root smells terrible, but it works. Number 12. Fennel, the soldier's herb. Fennel was eaten by Roman gladiators and prescribed by Dioscorides. We covered the full story in our Roman herbs video. Fennel has confirmed gas-relieving and anti-inflammatory effects. How to grow it. Full sun, well-drained soil. Direct sow seeds in spring. Fennel grows quickly, reaching 3 to 5 feet tall. Do not plant near dill, as they can cross-pollinate. How to use it. Harvest seeds when they turn brown. Crush 1 teaspoon of seeds and steep in hot water for 10 minutes. Fennel tea is one of the oldest digestive remedies on earth. Number 13. Holy Basil, the queen of herbs. We explored Tulsi in depth in our Ayurvedic video. It has confirmed stress-reducing, antimicrobial, and immune-balancing effects. How to grow it. Treat it like regular basil. Full sun, rich, well-drained soil. Start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. Tulsi is an annual in most climates, but grows as a perennial in zones 10 through 11. Pinch off flower buds to encourage leaf production. How to use it. Harvest leaves throughout the growing season. Steep fresh or dried leaves for Tulsi tea, one of the most widely consumed health tonics in India. Number 14. Oregano, the joy of the mountain. Oregano was sacred to the ancient Greeks. If you saw our biblical herbs episode, you may remember that biblical hyssop is likely Origanum syriacum, a close relative of common oregano. The compound carvacrol has confirmed antimicrobial properties. How to grow it. Give it full sun and sandy, well-drained soil. Oregano is virtually indestructible. It is perennial in zones 5 through 10 and spreads readily. A single plant will provide more oregano than you can use. How to use it. Harvest sprigs before the plant flowers for the strongest oil concentration. Dry by hanging bundles upside down. Use in cooking or steep in hot water for tea. Oil of oregano is available commercially as a concentrated antimicrobial supplement. Number 15. Garlic, the one that grows itself. I told you at the beginning that the last plant on this list grows itself, and it was used by every ancient civilization on Earth. The Egyptians fed it to pyramid builders. The Greeks gave it to athletes. The Romans gave it to soldiers. The Chinese prescribed it for over 2,000 years. Native Americans used it independently. The Bible mentions it. In our power ranking video, we placed garlic at number 7 with over 5,000 published studies confirming cardiovascular, antimicrobial, and immune-boosting effects. How to grow it. Buy a head of organic garlic. Separate the cloves. Plant each clove pointed end up, 2 inches deep, 6 inches apart. Do this in the fall. Cover with mulch and forget about it. Garlic grows through the winter with zero maintenance. By late spring or early summer, you will harvest full heads of garlic from every single clove you planted. One head produces 8 to 12 cloves. Each clove produces a new head. Do the math. A single $3 head of garlic can produce a lifetime supply. How to use it. Crush or chop fresh garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes to activate allicin. Use raw in dressings and dips for maximum medicinal benefit. Cooked garlic retains some benefits, but raw is strongest. And that completes your ancient medicine garden. 15 plants, every single one, backed by science, we have covered in this series. Most are perennial, meaning once you plant them, they come back year after year. Several self-seed, meaning they spread on their own. And garlic literally multiplies itself every time you harvest. The ancient Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous healers all grew these plants at home. They did not wait for someone else to package their medicine. They grew it. And now you can too. If this changed the way you think about your backyard, subscribe to the Green Domain, because next, we are covering the forgotten herbal traditions of the Ottoman Empire. Drop a comment and tell me which plant you are growing first. And if you missed any of our civilization videos, all the links are in the description. Ancient wisdom, modern proof, real results.